What's going on, everyone? It's Steve, and welcome back to Street Fighter V. Now, I know initially this game still has left a bad taste in people's mouth, and you've heard my two rants from my previous gameplays, but I've been able to think about it the last couple of weeks since its release, and
Better not disappoint me.
it's not like I'm necessarily forgiving Capcom for the mistakes made in this game, but I'm trying to be a little bit more understanding. Now again, I'm not making excuses for them or trying to defend them, but in this day and age where the gaming industry and games in general are changing, maybe Capcom's adapting to that. Maybe they're adapting to more of the long-term game. Now what I mean by that is
Come on.
the people who are mainly complaining, and again, I'm not being offensive or anything like that about arcade, but the people complaining about arcade mode not being in the game are more the casual players. Now, not to say that this game should alienate anyone like that. I'm not trying to go with that, but Capcom's not dumb. They make some weird decisions sometimes, and I wish I could understand why. But I feel like there must have been some sort of meeting, some sort of poll or statistic taken, and they saw that after a couple of months, people weren't playing the arcade mode, and so they found it more profitable to leave it out. Again, it's a bad thing because every fighting game has arcade mode. Like even smaller indie games have an arcade, well, indie fighters have an arcade mode. So it's strange to see that. Now, again, my opinion, and strictly opinion and theory, and I've heard a couple other people talk about it as well, is that again, when these, polls were taken of some sort, they learned that after a couple of months, online is where it was at. They wanted to, and this is something I've brought up before, they want to direct this game towards the more competitive audience, the audience that's going to support the game months and months after its release. Not the people that after 3 months, or once they played arcade mode with everyone, they leave it alone. They're not, picking the game back up. Now, I think that's really, still bad. This, arcade mode should still be in it, even though, as you see, me playing survival mode is pretty close. Again, even though survival mode, I believe they increase by rounds. So easy mode is 10 rounds, and so on and so forth. So there's ways to play the game. Now, it still feels lack of content. They still suffer from it. But they must have. Again, I keep rambling, but Capcom must have saw that where their true audience at, where the true money experience was, and the community was in the competitive site. It's the people playing online. People are still playing Street Fighter 4 online, I'm sure of it. Those are still going to be on tournaments. And that's where Capcom is trying to head. They're trying to be in that competitive scene with other players, other people playing online with their friends and their leagues and their teams, and that's where this game kind of feels directed towards. Not completely, because even the online features aren't that great. You see a lot of them on the main menu, but not having simple spectating and stuff like that. Pretty much all I know is you can have, I'm not even sure the lobbies, how they work exactly, but it's pretty much, it goes down to ranked matches and no non-ranked matches. And that's, basic, and what else would you need? But coming from other fighting games that do things great, Mortal Kombat has, a lot of online features, having the different leagues and you can pick, and different like that, weekly missions. Now, again, Street Fighter V is having updates, challenges is coming, whatever the shop feature is, hopefully it's not just a cosmetic thing. So there is promise of content, but it is unfortunate and understandable when people say, oh, well, we're just playing the beta of Street Fighter V, or it's Street Fighter V Early Access. Now, people are being very hard on it, but when it comes down to Street Fighter is a game where you're just playing with your friends, whether that's online or offline, and have fun fighting in the games. That's where the core mechanics are. Now, when you want to play single player, it's light. So I understand if you're upset with that, but there is content here. It is a good game. After a couple of weeks of playing, I've been able to, be less harsh, not completely forgiving. I don't forgive Capcom for everything, but I understand maybe where they're trying to come from with this. Exactly, a new wave. Maybe they say, it's not worth the investment and time putting all these other features in if all our people are playing is Survivor, you know, the survival mode and the online mode. Again, we're getting the story mode later on, but from what I understand, it's going to be a very weak story mode. I think in total an hour, 2 hours. So I just kind of want to get that out there, explain, you know, my final opinions about this game. Because in a couple months, maybe they'll fill in the gaps and the game will be great, and people want to move their, you know, ratings from 8 out of 10s to 9s and 10s out of 10s. Because this game has the potential. You see, this game is solid. Playing as my boy Ken, he is fantastic in this game. Easy to play, but his combos are just welcoming. I don't know. I'm able to pick him up and just rock with him. Now, I've played online very little, and people are getting crazy good already with this game, and that's understandable. But I stay mostly with Ken. I want to main with him. You know, I know he's a popular character. I saw Cammys are really popular. Fangs are another one that are just being, you know, favorited over others. I've seen a couple good of these birdie guys too, so I'm not gonna even complain. Alright. One thing I have to say with the whole, you know, controversy over this game is that it's made me want to play a little bit differently. It's made me invest a little bit more in the online modes, in, you know, getting groups of friends, meeting people, and adding on, you know, onto my PlayStation friend list, so I have more people to play this game with. And it introduces you to different fighters, different people around the world. There's people who play, you know, I'm a very offensive fighter, as you guys see. I don't defend too much, and I'm practicing that. But other people online I've met and a couple friends I've added are, you know, play a little bit different, play a little bit farther back, more statistically, no, I mean, more technically. They defend more. You know, I call them turtles, but defending, and, you know, you get the win, you get the win. That's what it comes down to. Now, I won't really be going on to crazy competitive. You know, I play a lot of games, so, you know, I'm not going to these crazy tournaments. I'm nowhere near as good as those people are. So again, survival mode, if you guys don't know, I believe it ends. People a lot of, especially, you know, I was one, assume that it was just an endless fighting, and it's not really, because I know, again, easy mode ends with 10 fights. I think normal ends with 30 fights, so it's kind of arcade mode, just under a different name, and you have the different abilities to, like right here at this menu, you know, fully recover your health, the critical gauge, stuff like that. Double down, which, you know, takes a chunk of your life, but the score in the next match is higher, so if you're going for the high scores and stuff like that. Again, the replayability is both good and bad, you know, depending on what you're looking for in a game. If you're looking for a solid fighter, then this game has some stuff to offer. Can I completely recommend it yet? No, not until the, you know, future updates to see what the challenges modes are, exactly how the story mode unfolds in the summer, and what else Capcom might have for us. Again, in the season pass, all it is right now is just characters, so I'm not sure what they're offering for the free updates. All game modes are, I believe, going to be free updates. But if you want a solid fighter just to play with your friends, then $60 is still kind of steep. If you find it on a sale, then definitely pick it up. If not, wait for it to, you know, be a little bit more content filled, and then maybe you'll enjoy it more. So I think this is going to be the final stage. Again, I'm doing on the easy mode just to unlock actually the color scheme for Ken.
Final stage.
Nakali. Yep, final stage. So let's go through this. So again, I've kind of gotten over the fact that, you know, the standard arcade mode's not there, but survival mode is a, you know, pretty good substitute for it. Again, it's not a replacement, but it's where I spend most of the time playing now, besides training mode. So let's try to just get Nakali out of here. There we go. Again, I'm not great with Ken. It looks like I'm good, but again, I'm playing on the easiest mode, and his combos are really easy to pull off. So let's do this. So yeah, I got the next color for the Ken, which, you know, was pretty standard. New titles, stuff like that. Again, all these stuff that you see me unlocking is directed towards the online, having your card, having the cool color schemes and backgrounds. That's what it's, you know, designed for right now. Where it ends up being later, then we'll see. Again, I haven't really played Survival with Many, or haven't beaten it at least. I spend mainly as Ken in the other modes and in training modes. So we're gonna do
If you interfere, then no mercy.
Cammy. She's my other character I really like playing with. I'm gonna do her blue and white outfit though. Now I saw like on IG, I'm not sure if it was IGN, someone did an article where they suggested Cammy as a pickup character if you're new to the series. That's really weird to me because she's kind of, I'm not sure how to describe it, but
For those who I
her
wish
combos
to
aren't like
protect,
crazy
I
easy to
will
play.
fight you.
I mean, she is welcoming. I mean, that's why I play as her. Again, it's just weird where they suggest, you know, the usual suspects are, you know, the Ken, the Ryus, the Chun-Lis. She's a little bit more technical, so I guess if you're trying to get on the right foot on the feel of the game, then I guess I understand why Cammy would be it. That's why I gravitate towards her. Nash is another character I'm excited to really try to get into. I want to expand my horizon with these characters, because Street Fighter 4, well, at least after all the iterations of it, had tons of characters, and I ended up always playing as the same like 3. So I want to get the most out of these games, which is why I like Street Fighter 5, starting off with a smaller cast. It lets me spend time with these characters, really get to know them, the ins and outs.
All right, let's begin.
Alright, so let's try to kill Mika here. Well, beat Mika. She's the person. Mika I've seen, I mean, I watch a lot of people play this online and stuff. Mika is one where people are getting crazy good with her. Understandably so, because there's always just a certain crowd for people, for certain characters. Certain people just click with certain ones. So let me try to take Mika out here. Swoop, swoop, and there we go.
Mission complete.
Alright, so again, I'm not that great with Cammy yet, so I'm going to use the health recovery, the medium. That, you know, you use their score for that, so if you're trying to go for the highest score, you want to use the power-ups and stuff like that less and less. Let me go against my boy Ken here. So let's see if we can try not to take as much damage. I don't want to use too much of my score. There we go. There we go. So let me know what you guys, you know, after a couple weeks with the game, what do you guys think? Are you truly burnt by the game? Are you just completely unforgiving? I've seen a lot of people actually go and sell their copies, and they're saying they're gonna wait till the Super Street Fighter 5 or Ultra Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, and it sucks that it's gotten to that point. But what do you guys think? Have you not necessarily forgiven Capcom, but adapted to, you know, what Street Fighter is now? Are you completely against it and not gonna purchase it, or are you gonna do what a lot of people have been saying, is waiting until the true version of the game comes out? I mean, it's understandable, especially since this, even though Capcom never announced, oh yeah, no arcade mode, or yes, arcade mode, that's just a staple that just should have been in the game. Even I can agree with that. Now Rashid, let me try to take Rashid out, because I've seen his combos sometimes drag on. That little spin he does sometimes just clear your health out. Clear it out.
Mission complete.
So let's go to the next stage. I want to hold off, but just in case, I'm going to use the low health recovery, because I don't want the next battle supplement to come and I don't have it.
This is the path of my destiny. Ready.
Okay, okay, Ryu. Let's try to clear this out here. Come on, come on, come on. I'm not sure how I feel about that new stun mechanic though. I feel like, I know it's something that was in Street Fighter 4, not as prominent, but At least they give you the bar so you see how close you are to getting stunned out. But I've seen it sometimes where it just feels like you're constantly stunned, constantly stunned, constantly stunned. I'm gonna use the low health recovery again, just so we can, you know, start the other half full health. One thing I also have to complain about, and so again, the game, I praise this game and I complain about it. There's not that many stages. Like, I believe there's only 9, 8, and one of them is just the plain training ground. It's weird. I mean, again, I know stages aren't the most important thing in fighting games, but it adds an element to it, you know? I just hope they weren't cut out because of time constraints, if Sony or someone was pushing this game out the door. I'll have more gameplay later this month because I believe challenge mode is supposed to be a free update in March, so hopefully we get to see that soon. They haven't really talked about it. Critical, V-gauge. I'm gonna leave it as is, actually. Actually, I'll take the attack power up, just in case. Because sometimes they give you Zangief for Birdie. And of course, yep. Sometimes that extra boost of power helps. Come on, come on. Again, I've always loved Cammy. Since I was first introduced to her in Street Fighter 4, then going back and playing the other games, she was always in it. Come on, come on. Come on, there we go. Clear it out quick.
Mission complete.
All in all though, the game's a solid fighter. The gameplay is just great. And it's sad to see, you know, the mix-up that Street Fighter's gotten, especially the critical reception that's been mixed, nonetheless to say. But at least we have a solid fighter, a solid platform. The game can only get better from here, so hopefully we get that. Fang, this guy's weird, man. I feel like he doesn't fit into this game. I don't know what it is. He's just not drawn. I don't know, something's weird about him. Like, all these characters have a cool art style. Like, let me back up. Like, you see even the background characters, everyone's got a certain style to it. And then he's just long-headed, weird freak, and it's like, he doesn't fit into this game, guys. Not to say he's not good or he doesn't belong in the cast, but I remember even at the reveal where you just saw him and he's just, something was weird about Fang. There's something weird about his art style. He honestly doesn't look like he fits into this game. But he is what he is. We got what we got. We'll accept it. Now, next stage is stage 9, so we're gonna do the full health recovery. Keep it solid.
I'll show you the divide in our
Karin.
class.
She fights fancy. Listen, there can only be one blonde chick today, bro. Come on. One thing I did notice in the survivals, again, they obviously get more difficult as the more you go. They get more defensive too. They do this little, well, that's the true turtle, which is the duck and block. Luckily, the stun helps you break that. Always grab them and clear it out. So I won't have to do my health, so I should be fine to finish this off. Yeah, let's get to the final stage. So we'll do the attack power up, just so we can finish this last stage quicker.
Devour. Final stage. Fight.
Come on, Dreads. See what you got. Let's see what you got. Come on. Akali's a character I've been trying to get into, but there's something about him I can't really grasp his gameplay style. He's, you know, you think he's some crazy savage, but he's a very technical character. Like, yes, he's crazy and some of his combos are just barbaric and they bombard you, but he's not an easy character to pick up and just, if you're a quote-unquote button masher, it ain't gonna be easy with him. It ain't gonna be easy. But they never said it was gonna be easy. So, got the new color for Cammy. You know, message servers, XP. Alright, so that's great. More titles. Again, you get titles all the time for different accomplishments. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there for you guys today. Again, I just wanted to give you more of an updated final thought, I guess. Well, I guess it's a non-permanent final thought. But a more accepting and non-impulsive reaction to Street Fighter V. Like I've always said, and like I've said a couple times, the gameplay is great. The fact that it's limited, you know, a limited experience that you get to, you know, a limited experience that you have with it. It sucks, but you know, when you got a couple friends over, you're all playing, switching characters, then it gets to the core of what Street Fighter was, and that's what it breaks down to. Is always that's, you know, legit gameplay. So, you know, I don't want to be we're trying not to be too harsh. Let's try not to be too harsh with this game. Capcom kind of knows what they're doing. Steps in right to, you know, one step forward with 2 steps back. We'll see how the rest of this updates go. I'll definitely play again when we get these challenges, see how they work. Hopefully it's something worth it. Again, I heard the online is supposed to be updated soon with some more features. But until it's released, this is the game we have. This is the game you either have to love, like, or hate. And it's understandable whichever one you choose. So again, let me know what you guys think. Have you been playing Street Fighter? Do you guys care at all? Or have you just avoided it like the plague? Alright, so let me know. Until next time, guys, thank you and take care.